step I took, your name is carved in all these frozen books. Wind cuts my face like a silent reply. No God, no choir, just an empty sky. My shadow stretches on this battlefield, a line of footprints I refuse to yield. I wear the scars like a second skin, a map of every place I would not give in. I hear the thunder under glass, cracks like lightning through my past. If fate is just a loaded dice, then watch me break this sheet of ice. I will not die beneath this frozen sky. High blood and snow, but still I rise. You can bury me in wind and white. I'll burn my heart to make a light. When the world comes down in shards of night, I will stand where fire and frost collide. I will not die beneath this frozen sky. I was made to live, not just survive. I've run through cities made of glass and smoke, watched every promise that we swore turn cold. Your ghost walks with me in the drifting snow, a distant drum that says don't let this go. They drew our destinies in black and blue, said warriors fall, that's all they ever do. But every heartbreak was a hidden forge, it turned my weakness into something force. I feel the tremor in my lungs, storm is loading on my tongue. If fate's a hand around my throat, I'll teach these shattered ribs to roar. I will not die beneath this frozen sky. I've tasted ash and learned to fly. You can chain my hands with fear and doubt. I'll tear the anchors from the ground. When the mountains crack, when oceans rise, I'll run straight through the full lines. I will not die beneath this frozen sky. I was born to turn the I was the one who lay in silence, counting all the ways to disappear. I was the one who held my heartbeat like a secret no one else could hear. But the snow can't drown a burning soul, and the dark can't keep what done must own. If destiny won't let me breathe, then I'll rewrite what I believe. I will not die beneath this frozen sky. I've walked through storms and stayed alive. Every fracture in this icebound heart glows like 1,000 northern stars. When the ground gives way and worlds divide, I will run into the breaking light. I will not die beneath this frozen sky. I am more than what I've left behind. I will not die beneath this frozen sky. I was made to rise, not just survive. Not just survive. Beneath the frozen sky, I am still alive. The wind still wears your final warning, frozen on my headphones late at night. A battlefield of glass beneath me, every crack remembers how you tried. Snow keeps swallowing our footprints, like the years that buried what we were. I've been marching in this silence, with a heart that never left that blur. If destiny's a distant drum that beats beneath the sheet of ice, I feel it shaking in my ribs. I hear it call me back. distant city streets that never learned your name. I've been a soldier made of echoes, chasing ghosts through steel and rain. Every heartbeat like a warning, every step a fault line in the ground. I've worn heartbreak as an armor till I couldn't hear the sound. Now the lake is in my shadow, frozen battlefield below. You are thunder in my memory, I am lightning in the snow. If destiny won't change its course, I'll carve a new one with my stride. Let the storm tear at my choices, I won't turn away this time. I've replayed your fall 1,000 times. I still rise through ice and fire. Every fracture in this shattered ground draws a map of where I'll fight. When the sky caves in and towers burn, when the distance looks too wide, I will carry every broken piece and still rise through ice and fire. I rise through ice. I rise through ice. I rise through ice and fire. I was the one who lay in snow, counting every reason not to move. I was the one who gripped the past like a wound I didn't want to lose. But shadows only live in stillness, and fear survives on holding back. If I keep running from this moment, I'll just circle what I lack. So let the ice break underfoot, let the wind tear at my name. I'd rather fall into the unknown than grow old inside this shell. I've replayed your fall 1,000 times. Now I run through ice and fire. All the distance, all the silence turns to fuel beneath my stride. When the world collapses into waves, I will stand and face the tide. I replayed our end 1,000 times. Now I choose to stay alive. I won't let this frozen battlefield be the only place we ride. I will carry what you couldn't save, I will set our fate alive. I rise through ice and fire. I rise through ice. I rise through ice. Through ice and fire. I rise through ice. I was made to rise through ice and fire. Ice and wind and shadow in my way, but the flame in me won't tire. Beneath the fallen sky, I rise through ice and fire. I woke up in the nowhere clinic, water on my skin, no name to say. They said some driver dropped you at the door, no ID, no past on the page. They wrote a careful word beside my bed, safe and calm like a borrowed fate. A nameless jacket hanging on the chair, school lines stitched around my shape. But every seam inside that coat felt like someone else's war. I am a soldier built from blank space, fighting for a life I don't recall. If destiny can pull me from a frozen grave of glass, why do all my broken edges fit a stranger's map? There's a drum beneath the ice that's calling out my name. Am I the one who walked away, or what the water made? Are we reborn, or just the roles the lake rewrote? frozen mirror, counting every echo from 10 years down. They say don't throw your ghosts on every face, don't dress the living in the dead, you drown.
But when you step across the shattered field, you know each crack before it shows. You read the wind a week before the thaw, like only someone from our winters knows. They tell me let the past stay buried, don't go digging in the ice. Yet fate keeps throwing the same soul back to the same cold shore of my life.
Backstage I find a faded roster, names like footprints in the rain. One is crossed out, ink like careful scars, and someone wrote I am in this place. Destiny resists my hands and keeps on changing course. Why do all my missing pieces gather where you are? Every warning sounds like thunder rolling through my bones. If I speak the truth out loud, will it break us or make us whole?
There's a drum beneath the ice that's beating through our veins.
We can either drown in silence
or step into the flame. Are we reborn?
or just the roles the lake rewrote?
Are you the boy I lost?
Or someone I don't know?
Snow and distance blur your outline,
But your shadow fits my soul.
when the sky is falling down like shattered sheets of glass. We keep running forward, we don't have to run back.
Are we reborn, or just the roles the lake rewrote? We are reborn, not just the roles the lake rewrote. We are reborn, not just the roles the lake rewrote. I was the one who watched you vanish, counting every heartbeat on the shore. They called it just an accident, said that digging more would only hurt.
I was the one pulled from the water with a brand new name and empty eyes. They told me live the life you're given, but something in me never felt alive.
If I tear the silence open,
Call the name I buried deep,
if I let the memories hit me,
like a storm I couldn't keep.
even if the truth is fire burning through our bones, we would rather face the flames than live a life not known.
We are reborn on this frozen battlefield of snow. Every scar a banner in the wind
That tries to blow,
Destiny can cut and corner us,
but it can't choose our soul.
we will run through breaking worlds and write our final role.
Ice and wind and shadows cannot hold us in the past. Heartbreak turns to armor as we rise and never crack. We are reborn, not just the roles the lake rewrote. We are survivors, not the lines that we were told. We are reborn, not just the roles the lake rewrote. We are reborn, not just the roles the lake rewrote. We are reborn, not just the roles the lake rewrote.
Ten years of dust on every frame. I press rewind on a frozen day. Campus corners, laughing faces, all the ways we looked away.
They want a 10-year special moment, same old class at the Mirror Lake. Just remake that smiling picture, give the world a perfect take.
But when I dive into the footage, every story breaks into what I saw and what they're saying. None of it can both be true.
One remembers blazing sunlight, one remembers endless gray. One swears he walked out on thin ice, one swears someone pushed that day.
Every clip a different verdict, every angle begs belief. Between the frames and all our fears, something else is underneath.
You say the camera never lies, I say it speaks for those who film. Ice and wind and falling snow cannot show the whole of him.
Between the cuts and what we hide,
Between the shadows and the scream,
there's a world
choose to see. Truth is what we choose to see.
What we choose to see. You line the monitors like soldiers, freeze the second that he falls. I say let the footage judge us, let the pixels tell it all.
I want edges sharp and certain, like a blade that doesn't bend. But you're trembling in the dark room, saying look again, my friend.
So I stack each broken angle, layer memories like glass. Schoolyard cameras, phones and static, every echo of our past.
I press play on all perspectives, let the fractures find their shape. And the crack that takes him under doesn't start beneath his weight.
It runs in from beyond the frame, from a place we never see. Like the lake itself was reaching, pulling him beneath our feet.
If destiny can bend the picture, rewrite lines we thought we knew, what if all our missing angles are the ones that point to you?
If I am standing here because the water chose my name, am I bound to watch it happen or allowed to break the frame?
Every warning sounds like thunder rolling under frozen seas. We can watch it all replay or step in and change the scene. You say the camera never lies, I say it only shows a slice. Ice and wine and flying snow can't explain the roll of time.
Every heart edits its own story,
choosing what to cut and keep.
On this battlefield of memory,
we are bleeding in the deep. Truth is what we choose to see.
what we protect, what we release.
In the distance, worlds collapse,
but we still run toward the breach.
Truth is what we choose to see.
Truth is what we choose to see.
On the day we take the new picture, they line us up along the ice. Same old jokes and nervous laughter. Someone says, it feels like last time.
Now the wind sounds just like playback, and the ice complains below. Every crack from the old recording lines up perfect with the snow.
Every cell inside me screaming,
this is where it breaks again.
I won't let another body disappear beneath my friend.
Everybody, step back from the edge.
We move before the frame can close, before the nightmare starts to roll. We tear the script out of the camera and rewrite what we are told. Even if the truth is fire burning through our history, we would rather stand inside it than stay blind to what we see.
You said the camera never lied,
But this time we don't wait to know.
on this frozen field of echoes,
We step forward, not below.
ice still groans beneath our footsteps.
Shadows reach, but we don't fall.
Heartbreak turns to steel inside us.
We outrun the old recall. Truth is what we choose to see.
What we rewind
What we set free.
on this battlefield of snow.
We reclaim our destiny. Truth is what we choose to see.
Not the fate we're handed down.
We survive the breaking ice.
We refuse to let them drown.
Truth is what we choose to see. 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 Truth is what we choose to see.
Breath on the glass, wind in the trees,
Distance fading
but the scars still breathe.
in the silence after screaming. On the lake we used to fear, we walk.
The world is talking in a flicker glow. Half of them say she's lost her mind. Half of them write she saved us twice
for standing on that thinning line.
They want a show built out of graves.
10 years lost, 10 years replayed.
Dress up death in brighter colors.
Count the numbers, sell the pain.
She draws a line inside that room.
Says no more blood for you to spend.
No slow motion drown, no headline guard. Oh, this story has no end.
And I've been standing in the doorway, fighting not to take a side. But every time the ice remembers, I can hear the boy who died.
They look at me like I'm the steady one,
the face the cameras want to trust.
But I can feel the fault lines underfoot, and there is red beneath the dust. So I step up, voice unsteady,
look the past straight in the eye.
You owed her truth 10 years ago.
Not another rating on the line.
If it wasn't you,
who else would stand and say we're scared?
Everyone
is acting brave while all their hearts are bare.
On this frozen field of shadows,
where the young and guilty shade,
the bravest truth
is saying I'm afraid.
Not a weakness but a doorway through the pain.
On this battlefield of ice and snow and shame,
The bravest truth is saying I'm afraid.
saying I'm afraid.
Night falls hard on the mirror lake. We walk the edge where echoes live.
Her steps are steady in the darkness, mine still stumble on the drift.
She turns to me with all the questions
no one ever dared to ask.
If you really are the one we lost,
tell me what you fear the most from that.
my throat cracks open like old ice.
All these years can't hold it in.
I shout so loud the shadows flinch,
as if the storm begins again.
I am afraid rips out of me.
I am afraid of who I was.
Afraid that saying yes, that's me
makes him the only truth there was.
I see a boy at 20 breaking,
watching someone slip away.
empty hands and frozen heartbeat.
Nothing he could change that day.
If I confessed that I survived him,
then I carry what he drove.
maybe I don't deserve these years.
If he's the one who couldn't stop,
My confession shakes the water, every breath a loaded gun. All my armor falls in pieces, I can't hide from what I've done. But she reaches for my trembling hand, eyes like fire on the shore. You're not scared of cold or drowning,
you're scared of losing once more.
every warning sounds like thunder rolling through my memory. We can drown in what we failed at,
Or step forward finally.
if it wasn't you,
Who else would dare to say they're scared?
everyone
Keeps hiding versions they can't bear.
on this frozen line of distance,
Where our broken hearts ache,
the bravest truth
is saying I'm afraid.
let it echo through the shadows and the haze.
We can hold that younger failure in our hands and still choose to rise again.
Bravest truth
is saying I'm afraid.
turning heartbreak into armor in the flame.
On this battlefield of ice and memory,
The bravest truth is saying I'm afraid.
saying I'm afraid.
Saying I'm afraid.
Saying I'm afraid.
She places something in my palm,
A small recorder, worn and warm.
the day we broke I kept this running.
Every wind and every storm,
You're not afraid of death or water,
she says softly, close and clear.
you are afraid of that lost version.
Who stayed behind inside your fear?
But that version isn't carved in stone.
Piece footage we can cut
speak your fear out loud.
We can change how a story ends.
Her words move through me like a fire,
Melting ice around my spine.
if destiny can be resisted,
Maybe so can all desire. So I lift my head above the wind on this collapsing frozen plain. I will run through snow and silence with this fear inside my veins.
if it wasn't you,
I'd never stand here and confess.
but now I shout it at the night.
I am afraid with every breath.
On this frozen battlefield where all my failures used to reign, the bravest truth,
Is saying I'm afraid.
and in the same
Something stronger takes its place
heartbreak turns to steel within my chest.
as I run and do not break.
We are survivors on this ice and in this flame.
Destiny can't write us only as our shame.
We keep running while the world begins to shake.
Through the fire,
Through the frost, through the quake, the bravest truth
is saying I'm afraid, and still choosing to step.
They built a story from the headlines, 10 years falling through the eyes, turned our heartbreak into trailers, sold our ghosts in colored lights. Half the world says she's obsessed, half the world says she saved us twice, but in the echo of their voices, I still hear that cracking night. I walk the shoreline like a soldier who survived but stayed behind. Every breath a frozen question, every heartbeat out of time. If destiny is just a script they wrote above a frozen grave, why do I still feel the shiver every time I hear my name? There's a drum beneath the ice that keeps on pulling at my steps. Am I bound to die there every time, or free to choose what happens next? Rebirth is not that day, it's daring to live the next. Not erasing all the ice, but walking with it in your chest. When the world begins to fracture and the sky begins to bend, we keep running through the snow instead of circling the end. Rebirth is not that day, it's daring to live the next. Through the silence, through the distance, through the shadows we reflect, daring to live the next. She sits beneath the studio lights, talking softly to the scar. Not of angels, not of monsters, just of days that went too far. She asks after almost dying, what's the hardest part you face? One survivor whispers shaking, it's the weight in people's gaze. They want miracles on demand, want me fearless shining through, but I'm still learning how to breathe, still learning how to cry the truth. Then a mother twists her fingers, voice as fragile as the glass, says the worst is no dead body, no clean ending to the past. No last sigh and no last hope, no grave where I can stand. Just a day that never finishes, hanging over everything we planned. Behind the lens I stand there listening, feeling something start to melt. Maybe I'm the missing ending, living proof of what they felt. Maybe I'm the boy they never buried, still half frozen in their mind. Maybe I'm the pace of lake return without a name or closing line. Then she faces down the camera and the country holds its breath, says real rebirth is not being thrown back to your death. It's not waking in that moment, as if nothing ever changed. It's daring to live the next day, even shaking, even afraid. It's not forgetting ice and water, not pretending you're untouched. It's walking forward with the memory and still choosing to get up.
Rebirth is not that day. It's daring to live the next, not deleting every shadow,
but moving with them chest to chest. When the distance feels like winter and the silence feels like stone, we keep running through the blizzard rather than turning back alone.
Rebirth is not that day. It's daring to live the next. Every heartbreak in our armor, every scar a bright defense. We don't have to be the heroes who are perfect in the red. We just have to keep on choosing to live one more imperfect step. Rebirth is not that day. It's daring to live the next. Rebirth is not that day. It's daring to live the next.
Somewhere in a darker corner, someone tries to cut the reel, trim the frames that show his failures, hide the guilt he doesn't heal. But another hand finds the backup, plays a clip we've never seen. Ice is breaking, voices scream, and then a single name half-strangled rings. The teachers cry across the water, come back from the dark to me. Even the ones we thought were cowards once were drowning in the freeze. No one's story ends in water, while their echoes reach the shore. We can carry all these voices and still choose one day more. So I turn toward the frozen field, feel the terror in my veins. I admit out loud I'm frightened, and in that fear I stake my claim. On this frozen battlefield of ice and wind and shadow names, we are warriors built from heartbreak, turning every wound to flame. Destiny can pull us under, but it cannot make us stay. We will claw away the sunrise through the ruins of that day. Rebirth is not that day. It's daring to live the next, not erasing all the ice, but running forward through its way. When the world is crashing open and the sky begins to shake, we still rise from snow and silence. We still choose another day. Rebirth is not that day. It's daring to live the next. Through the fire, through the frost, through the distance, through the wreck. Oh, oh, oh.
Late night, I love instant coffee. Raindrops racing down the pane. We stand between the plastic shelves, like ghosts who finally learned our names. I watch the steam blur your reflection, 10 years trembling in your hands. All the versions I've been hiding melt like frost on window glass.
If it really was me who fell through ice, if I was the one who never rose, I let the question break the silence, ask the thing I fear the most.
Tell me how you lived those 10 long years when I was trapped beneath the flood. Did you keep me in your shadow, or did you learn to walk alone?
You laugh a little but your fingers shake, like you rehearsed this line in dreams. You say I saw you in 1,000 faces and fought so hard not to make them you for me.
10 years without you were 10 years waiting, frozen at the edge edge of town. I spent them learning how to see your outline in the shape of you not coming back around. I learned to build a life that didn't end on that one shattered snowy night. So if you ever walked back through this door, you'd find more than just my 18-year-old
I wasn't only waiting,
I was learning how to live.
so if the ice released you
I'd be more than who I've been.
on this cold and fragile street like snow,
Where our distance used to cut,
I look at you and say the word,
I never thought I'd trust.
please live enough for two of us, for the life you almost lost,
And the one I built from dust,
on this frozen face-scarred road where
our shadows both get up.
please live enough for two of us,
Live enough for two of us.
You trace the outline of a price tag like you're afraid I'll disappear. I say the girl you left at 18 didn't stay trapped in that year. I learned to rent a room with leaking ceilings, fix the cracks when they gave way. I learned to stop turning every stranger into you from far away.
10 years without you weren't 10 years wasted, standing still beside the gate. They were 10 years finding who I am when the person I love never came.
So when you finally stand here breathing under these fluorescent stars, you are not the only one reborn tonight. I've come a long way from who we were.
I stare down at my borrowed name, letters stitched across my chest. The boy you lost is frozen water, I am who survived the rest. The world keeps asking if I'm him or just a role that fate rewrote. But right now, under humming lights, there's only who I chose to grow.
So I let my armor fall apart.
Let the fear rise to the rim.
If I am giant standing here,
And not the boy you knew back then.
if I am only this new version,
Made of ice and second chances.
can your heart hold two lives in it?
One that vanished, one that's standing.
You weren't only waiting,
You were learning not to break.
so when I came back through the doorway,
You could look me in the face.
if I'm giant, not the boy you watched fall through the snow,
Then let me live for both of us.
and carry what we'll never know.
Please live enough for two of us.
You whisper as the night grows deep.
For the ghost who never surfaced,
And the man who finally speaks.
take the life I almost lost,
And the strength you fought to trust.
we will stitch them into one road.
And keep running when it's rough.
Please live enough for two of us.
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 We stand between the drinks and magazines, this quiet store of battlefield.
The ice is now a distant shadow.
But the scars are bright and real. We don't need a perfect answer for which boy I used to be.
We don't need the frozen footage to decree our destiny.
You take my hand and gently say, we won't chase the perfect proof. We will start from who you are right now, not the river of old wounds.
We'll stop asking if you're him or if you're someone new instead. From this version we are given, we will build a life ahead.
Your words move through me like a fire, breaking chains I couldn't cut. On the snow-lit neon battlefield, I decide that it's enough.
I will run through ice in silence to the fate I used to fear. Every step of how I'm making,
Every breath says I am here.
we weren't only waiting.
We were trading
How I stand.
on a world that kept on shaking.
Every breath says I am here.
Oh, oh. turned our winter into headlines. Mirror Lake, reborn from frost. Took our almost ending moments, counted clicks on what we lost. We stood beneath the studio lights, told the world how ice can break. Every word a quiet tremor, every breath a leap of faith. I took the final trembling microphone, felt the season in my bones. Thank you for listening to a story of a day we almost never came back from. This was never about a monster, never just a haunted place.
We all walk our private frozen lake.
We just rarely see the cracks we face.
There is no legend carved in ice, no chosen name the lake adores. Only footsteps, fear and choices on a cold and fragile shore. Maybe what we call a miracle is the moment we don't turn away when the wind screams through our shadows.
And we stay. There is no myth in the lake,
Only the way we face the cold.
ice and wind and silent distance.
Never wrote what we become
On this frozen battlefield
of shattered glass and setting suns.
there is no myth in the lake.
But you will always be my once.
When my world was split and breaking, when the snow erased my name, you were the face I kept on seeing when I chose to stand again.
There's no myth in the lake. You will always be my once.
Always be my once.
Later on a rooftop breathing, city air that bites like steel. We stand above the glowing windows, one more battlefield to feel. My phone lights up with a question from a city made of hearts. Do you believe in urban heartbreak? All our lives as moving charts. They say they hold 10 years of stories, every love and every fall. Not just lakes and quiet villages, but a whole world's hidden cold. Mirror Lake was just the opening, one small shard of frozen glass. There's a city full of strangers walking ice they never ask. I look at you and feel the distance between who we were and who we are. We survived the first horizon, now 1,000 more are in the dark. Destiny is not a cage pressed beneath the winter sky. It's the way we choose to enter when the ground begins to slide. We were warriors made of heartbreak when the lake first pulled us down. Now a city's worth of shadows waits to see if we'll stand our ground. If the world is full of mirror lakes, if each heart holds its own storm, we can't promise perfect endings, but we can promise we'll move on.
There is no myth in the lake,
Only the footsteps we recall.
ice and wind and snow and silence.
Never owned a rise or fall.
We are survivors on this frozen line, running forward though we bruise. Every scar a piece of armor, every breath of vow we choose. There is no myth in the lake,
But you will always be my once.
in the war where I was breaking.
You're the name my heart held on
As the city of hearts awakens
with its storms of love and loss.
We will walk its hidden ice fields. We will carry what we want.
You will always be my once. You will always be my once.
I say the ice gave me no magic, just refused to let me lie. It showed me where my fear was deep, it showed me how I didn't die. You say the lake rewrote my story, but not the way my heart can fight. If 1,000 other frozen fields call for us in city lights, let's stop chasing tidy answers for who I was beneath that snow. Let's start from where we're standing now, from the only selves we know.
Our shadows lean across the rooftop. but we choose how this one ends. Ice is breaking in the distance, worlds are cracking at the seam. We have learned to run while shaking, we have learned to keep the dream. And rise again. There is no myth in the lake,
but you will always be my once.
In the noise of falling empire,
till the call my soul still wants.
You will always be my once.
You will always be my once.
They turned our winter into headlines. Mirror Lake reborn from frost. Took our almost ending moments, counted clicks on what we lost. We stood beneath the studio lights,
told the world how ice can break. Every word a quiet tremor, every breath a leap of faith.
I took the final trembling microphone, felt the season in my bones.
Thank you for listening to a story of a dead we almost never came back from.
This was never about a monster, never just a haunted place. We dug up our private frozen lake, we just rarely see the cracks we face.
There is no legend carved in ice, no chosen name, the lake adores. Only footsteps, fear and choices on a cold and fragile shore.
Maybe what we call a miracle is the moment we don't turn